How to knit the filled diamond stitch for the loom. For today's tutorial, you will need your knitting loom. Today we are using the Kiss regular gauge knitting loom with no spacers in between the pins and the pegs, your knitting tools, 2 stitch markers, safety pins or a cable needle, and a ball of yarn. Today we are using Berocco Vintage Chunky in the color Dried Plum. For this stitch, we will be using the following techniques: knit stitch, purl stitch, twist 3 back stitch, twist 3 front stitch, cable 3 back stitch, cable 3 front stitch, cable 4 back stitch, and cable 4 front stitch. This stitch is worked over 12 stitches on a background of reverse stockinette stitch. Row 1. Purl the first 2 stitches. Knit 8 stitches. And purl the last 2 stitches. Row 2. Repeat row 1. Row 3. Purl the first 3 stitches. Then do a cable 3 back stitch by using either a stitch marker, cable needle, or safety pin to slip the next stitch off the peg and set it behind your work. Knit the next 2 stitches. Slip those 2 stitches back 1 peg, set down the stitch held in the back of your work on the now empty peg. Knit that stitch. Then do a twist 3 front stitch. To do a twist 3 front stitch, skip the next 2 stitches and purl the 3rd stitch. Lift that stitch off the peg and hold it in the back with your fingers. Slide the 2 stitches you skipped over 1 peg and set the stitch in your fingers down on the now empty peg. Knit the next 2 stitches. Then purl the last 3 stitches. Row 4. Purl the first 3 stitches. Knit 3 stitches. Purl 1 stitch. Knit 2 stitches and purl the last 3 stitches. Row 5. Purl the first 2 stitches. Then do a twist 3 back stitch. To do a twist 3 back stitch, lift the next stitch off the peg and hold it in the back of your work with either a cable needle, stitch marker, or safety pin. Knit the next 2 stitches and slide each stitch back 1 peg. Set the stitch held in the back of your work onto the now empty peg and purl that stitch. Knit one stitch, purl the next stitch, then do a cable 3 front stitch. To do a cable 3 front stitch, skip the next 2 stitches and knit the 3rd stitch. Slip that stitch off the peg and hold it in the back of your work with your fingers. Slide the 2 skip stitches forward 1 peg. Then set the stitch in your fingers down on the now empty peg. Knit the next 2 stitches. Purl the last 2 stitches. Row 6. Purl the first 2 stitches. Knit the next 2 stitches. Purl 1 stitch. Knit 1 stitch. And purl the next stitch. Knit 3 more stitches. Purl the last 2 stitches. Row 7. Purl the first stitch. Then do a cable 3 back stitch. Then we will begin our repeat by purling 1 stitch and knitting 1 stitch. Repeat that one more time. Then do a twist 3 front stitch. Purl the last stitch. Row 8. Purl the first stitch. Knit 3 stitches. Purl 1 stitch. Then begin our repeat by knitting 1 stitch and purling 1 stitch. Repeat this one more time. Knit 2 stitches. And purl the last stitch. Row 9. Begin by doing a twist 3 back stitch. Then we will begin our repeat by knitting 1 stitch and purling 1 stitch. Repeat this 2 more times. Then do a cable 3 front stitch. Row 10. Knit the first 2 stitches. Purl 1 stitch and begin our repeat by knitting 1 stitch and purling 1 stitch. Knit the last 3 stitches. Row 11. Begin with a twist 3 front stitch. Then begin our repeat by knitting 1 stitch and purling 1 stitch. Repeat this 2 more times. Then end with a twist 3 back stitch. Row 12. Repeat row 8. Row 13. Purl the first stitch. Then do a twist 3 front stitch. Begin our repeat by purling 1 stitch, and knitting 1 stitch. Repeat this 1 more time. Then do a twist 3 back stitch. Purl the last stitch. Row 14. Repeat row 6. Row 15. Purl the first 2 stitches. Then do a twist 3 front stitch. Knit the next stitch. Purl 1 stitch. Then do a twist 3 back stitch. And purl the last 2 stitches. Row 16. Repeat row 4. Row 17. Purl the first 3 stitches. Then do a twist 3 front stitch. Then do a twist 3 back stitch. Purl the last 3 stitches. Row 18. Purl the first 4 stitches. Knit the next 4 stitches. And purl the last 4 stitches. Row 19. Purl the first 2 stitches. Then do a cable 4 back stitch by lifting off the next 2 stitches onto stitch markers, safety pins, or a cable needle and holding them in the back of your work. Knit the next 2 stitches and slide them back 2 pegs. Then set the stitches in the back of your work down on the now empty pegs in order. Knit those 2 stitches. Then do a cable 4 front stitch by slipping the next 2 stitches and knitting the following 2 stitches. Slip those stitches onto stitch markers and off the pegs. Move the previous 2 stitches that we skipped forward 2 stitches. Then set the stitches in the back of your work onto the now empty pegs in order. Knit the next 2 stitches. Purl the last 2 stitches. Row 20. Repeat row 1. Row 21. Repeat row 1. Row 22. Repeat row 1. Row 23. Repeat row 19. Row 24. Repeat row 1. Repeat rows 1 through 24 until you've reached your desired length. And that's how you knit the filled diamond stitch for the loom. Want more loom knitting tutorials? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow our blog at vintagestorehouse.com to get new videos and posts sent right to your inbox. Thanks for watching!